I'm sorry about your brother, Ilmo.
Yaakov was all heart. He always went along with my ideas, no matter how stupid they were. Always happy to help. I got carried away. I never think things through. It's my fault.
I realize it's a bad time. But I need you to tell me everything about the cult of the tree.
The cult is my craziest idea that ever worked. Look, what kind of a cult calls themselves a cult? Exactly. We protect water in Bright Falls. We're the good guys. A secret neighborhood watch. Well, that was the idea anyways. Look, we've always known about the horror inside the lake. When any Taken come out, we kill them.
You don't turn people into Taken. You kill the ones who already have.
Lots of stuff to throw on the case board. NPC brought powerful light arrays to subdue the Taken.
The dark presence is vulnerable against bright light.
Looks like the
At
FBC
least
is
that makes sense.
looks like the FBC is also aware of the dark presence's weaknesses. Cult of the Tree. Cult of the Tree targeted people already corrupted by the dark presence. Their goal was to protect the community. The cult's intentions were good, even if they weren't seeing the full picture. Ritual was meant to destroy Taken, not create them. Purpose of cult ritual was to kill Taken. I don't know how I missed some of these. Really odd. Wake and the clicker. Scratcher Wake, where is Wake? Scratch tried to take the clicker. Has Scratch been pretending to be Wake this whole time? Where is the real Alan Wake? Wake has been contacting me from the dark place.
That's it.
I assume something strange was happening with time, but what if it's simpler than that? Scratch wanted the same thing as Wake, the clicker. Their goals were the same, could mean Scratch and Wake are one and the same, or just a coincidence. And again, none of those can be used.
How long has the cult been around for?
Certain folks around here have always known about Cauldron Lake. Before us, it was the Torchbearers. And when I inherited the mission, I wanted to call it a cult. It was genius. Just the name did half the work. Made people too scared to go into the woods at night. Business 101. Fear is a great motivator.
You have to admit, he has like a surprisingly clear and well-motivated like understanding of what's going on.
I assumed Wake escaped the dark place. Is it possible he's still there?
The Big Apple in an ocean of darkness. Gone diving. Note from my editor. You're using the wrong tense. Trapped in a loop. My friends will meet him when I'm gone.
Wake is still trapped in the dark place. Maybe he always was.
It's really interesting that their way of moving the story forward was once again Twin Peaks season 3-esque. The real Cooper is in the lodge, you know what I mean? Like, they basically give you a Alan Wake 1 the bad ending in order to move it forward. Thanks for the sub, Cobnob Man.
Ilmo said the cult kills Taken. Is he telling the truth?
Surplus deer masks buy in bulk. We've got a floater, a Taken on the shore. Call the gang Yako. We are going hunting. Cult of the Tree. Keeping the town safe since 2013.
Ilmo is telling the truth about the cult. They really were fighting the Taken.
Sage,
We're on the same side.
Sage says, Ilmo is probably my favorite character in the whole game. He's way smarter than he lets on, even if he's more headstrong than he'd like to be. I like that he views everything as business.
If the cult is killing Taken, then why did Nightingale turn into one?
Private party. Invitation only. Wrong time. Wrong place. Time to go, Yako. A job half done isn't done at all.
Nightingale became a Taken because the Bookers interrupted their ritual.
Nightingale was already taken. Cult's ritual would have stopped him, but it was interrupted. Cult ritual failed to destroy the Nightingale because the Bookers interrupted it. Wake and the Clicker. Wake is trapped in the dark place.
Wake is trapped in the dark place. He's been reaching out, communicating with me in the overlaps.
Wake is in the dark place. Been there the entire time. Definitely there now. So he is there. Did he ever get out? What the hell is going on?
I'm gonna deal with the situation, Ilmo. But the town will need protection until we sort this out. I could use your help.
Right. Right. I'll round up the gang. Whoever's left. We won't let these fucking monsters hurt any more of our people. We'll do my brother proud.
Thank you, Ilmo. You were trying to kill Alan Wake. Why?
Nothing good has ever come out of Cauldron Lake. The nightmare that hit Bright Falls in 2010 was all because of his writing. And ever since then, pages of his stories are floating up from the lake, and monsters keep popping out. It's all him, Wake. And if we don't stop him, no one will.
Wake's evil doppelganger Scratch is the threat we're facing, not Wake. And I will stop him.
I've never heard of anyone called Scratch.
Cult found Wake's pages inside Taken and believed he was the cause. Cult thinks Wake is responsible for Taken. I can't exactly fault their logic here. Ilmo has never heard of Scratch. Cult wasn't working for or with Wake or Scratch, operating on their own. Doesn't seem like the cult has any connection to Scratch. All right, now we're going to run to the Watery Lighthouse real quick, if it will let me. Let's check if it will. It might make me speak to Estevez and Casey first. No, it doesn't. Yay. All right, let's head to the Watery Lighthouse just to finish up that little plot thread. And then we will return and begin the lake house. And the rest of this chapter is pretty short after that as well, so it won't be too long. Oh, here's a manuscript page from earlier that wouldn't appear on the...
After getting his hands on the FBC files, Ilmo Koskela knew what he was up against. He masterminded the cult, his and Yako's army, to fight the fucked up horror lurking under the lake, and a plan to keep those feds in their bunker by the lake in the dark. Outsiders would only screw things up. The Koskelas sabotaged the FBC's monitoring station and rigged it to alert them when something was brewing at the lake. One time months later, when the alarm rang, they drove to the lake again, ready for a fight. But this time, they didn't find any monsters. Something else washed ashore. The light switch. They'd read how Wake had stopped Jagger with it in the stolen files. From that point on, whenever the cult caught someone taken over by the shadow, they cut out the monster's heart, pushed the switch into the hole, and flicked it.
Alrighty, Watery Lighthouse time. Gladly take all the supplies in here. Mirrors.
This has got to be an Ilmo idea.
Yeah, oh, this is what it was. It wasn't mech. It was a Light Ray 3000. Satellite dish, Shadow Monster, Light Ray 3000, generators, mirrors, draw light from the main light thing. Funny. Oop, manuscript page.
Ilmo Koskela jolted awake from a nightmare. He was drenched in sweat. In the dream, he'd been covered in blood, gleefully murdering people, his friends. When his twin brother had tried to talk sense into him, he had murdered Yako as well. Ilmo slammed his fist into his temple so hard it hurt. The dream made him feel sick. The dark force of the lake was growing stronger. It was trying to make Ilmo and Yako something they were not. Trying to turn them into Ilmari and Yakapi Huatari from the early days of Watery. But they were the Koskela brothers. Their mother had not raised them to become murderers. They had backbone. They had honor. They had finished Zissou. Something bad was coming. The hidden device they had hooked to the FBC station had been intercepting alarms like crazy the past few days. Ilmo would make sure his cult was ready for war. Out in the night, the story seeking to give birth to an overlap in Watery drifted on, looking for another pair of men more prone to corruption.
Alrighty. Whenever the cult caught someone they had taken over the shadow, they cut out the monster's heart, flip the switch. There we go. Cleared that out. Nice. And I still can't use the story. Can I yet? Oh, the dark force of the lake was growing stronger. It was trying to make Ilmo and Yako something they were not. How does the dark presence corrupt people? Yay, we got it now. So the longer this goes on, the more people will get hurt. The man was dying pneumonia. The dark presence used his fear and pain. No one will find her corpse. Mulligan and Thornton's guilt was a door for the dark presence. The dark presence used his phobia, amplified it into hate. His germophobia. Hi, Brian. Thanks for the raid. And Nightingale hated Wake. Did that darkness use hatred? We are just about to start the DLC for Alan Wake 2 Final Draft. Hello, fellows. Thanks so much for the raid. But also be warned, there will be Alan Wake 2 DLC happening in just a second. And then maybe some spoilers. Brian says, have you been enjoying the DLC? I have not played the DLC yet. We are going through Final Draft, which is the new Game Plus mode that changes the story a little bit. It's like the second playthrough, and we have just gotten to the point in the Final Draft where the DLC takes place, so I'm finishing up everything before we start it.
They're too old to fight monsters. The torchbearers are done. We need something new. Ilmo took a long drag from the joint and handed it to his brother. They've been drinking and smoking all night. That thing from the lake was not a man, and the government's trying to hide it. Ilmo gestured at the files they had stolen from the research station. A strange seal with an upside-down pyramid. The Federal Bureau of Control. We need to keep the feds away. Deal with this our way. We need an army of our own. Yako smiled. He loved to watch his brother come up with his ideas. Ilmo's gaze swam. He was seeing double. The pyramid on the folder was a spruce tree. A tree, he thought. A fucking tree. It was a sign. We'll make the woods scary again. So fucking scary, no one will set foot in them at night. That's how we'll keep people safe. We'll be a legend. We are the cult of the tree, and we watch in the night. We're gonna need scary masks. Energized, Yako chugged a bottle of Ama beer in one go.
Or Koskela's. They tried their best. Alright, back to the sheriff's station. Alright, back in here. Where's the break room? I want to use the shoebox. Where is it at?
My brother.
There's one down here, I think. I guess it doesn't matter if we're just going to be hopping into the place.
Scratch is Wake's double. He tricked us. He almost got the clicker from me. The whole plan has gone out the window. How could we get this so wrong?
Textbook boondoggle.
You said it, Anderson. It's a shit show. So what's the plan?
The FBC usually handles stuff like this, right? Any thoughts?
Hold up. You brought a paranatural object in here without telling me and then almost handed it over to a hostile entity?
I didn't know if I could trust you. That was a mistake. So was believing Scratch. But it's not too late. I just need to understand more.
You got that right. Let's start acting like we're on the same side, yeah?
The horror story's changing reality. It made it so my daughter died here, even though she's supposed to be back home in Virginia. Do you know if that's...
AWEs are localized distortions of reality. The area outside town might not be affected. Sometimes they expand, sometimes they fizzle out. If we can make sure it's the latter, your kid might be fine.
The whole thing is a nightmare. I can't let my family be torn apart.
Having family isn't easy in this line of work. The late nights, travel, alternate realities threatening their existence. My ex-wife couldn't take it.
Karen, you're better off without her. I know I am.
So the call of the tree actually kills Taken. They were on our side, even if their methods are misguided and criminal.
It looked right from where we were standing. Nothing's what it seems in this case. Too many stories contradicting each other. Too many versions of the truth.
We have a lot of catching up to do after this thing is all over. Everything is different now. My family, me, the whole fucking world.
I'll buy the coffee, Anderson. Partners to the end. This case is one for the books.
I see what you did there. Scratch pretended to be Wake to trick us.
He almost won me over. I should have trusted my gut. Had a bad feeling about him when we found him at the lake. When that insane monster cloud came at me in the woods, I saw a face inside it. Wake's. I think he was always a monster. Always Scratch.
Oh my god, we can read these emails. All right. Do not microwave hold fish. I shouldn't have to say this. Mulligan owes me $20 and refuses to pay it back. I suggest we dock his pay for that amount plus interest and add it directly into my paycheck. Deputy Thornton. Thornton doesn't remember I already paid him back by buying him lunch months ago, so don't listen to him. And definitely do not touch my pay or I'll swear to God I'll sue. Mulligan. The front desk computer and admin email not to be used for personal quarrels. Deerfest safety preparations. Hey y'all, I missed the sync on Deerfest safety prep last time. Any updates? What's the latest on crowd control? Whoever put bayonets into the suggestion box was clearly kidding, right? Right? Barb. I understand that there's a need to keep the arrested folks under lock and key, but who the heck is a paranoid madman who decided we needed every other door, blah, blah, blah. We've heard that one. All right. I've already gotten that. That's profile.
Scratch was pretending to be Wake, manipulating me. What does he want from me? No, I'm in control here. It's my mind place. He's powerful. Too powerful. Just his presence here makes me feel sick. Like a wave of terror through my head. I feel his single-minded drive to get the clicker.
I like that Saga is able to resist it. Like, she, you know, I mean, she sounds scared for a second, but she's like, no, fuck you. This is mine. Get out of here. It's very reminiscent of Jesse in Control with Polaris.
So tell me what I'm missing. The FBC must know something.
Good news, we have Bureau intel on all of this. Bad news, it's highly classified. Good news, consider yourself deputized into the Federal Bureau of Control. Here's a key to the cell where we keep the files. Happy reading.
Okay. Thanks.
God, I fucking love
Your
Estevez.
team.
She cracks me up.
One more thing, the lake house. I didn't give you all the details earlier, but now that you're part of the team, I can really let loose. Misery loves company.
All right, let me make a manual save here. Oh, we got here 6 hours faster than in the original playthrough. That's not bad. All right.
The lake is a gateway to the dark place.
Urgent situation. At approximately 1900 hours on 13th September 2023, readings from a remote surveillance unit monitoring Cauldron Lake, a known threshold to what researchers theorize is the origin dimension of A40, the Shadow, passed acceptable limits. Attempts to contact FBC Research Facility Washington 3, codenamed the Lake House, were unsuccessful. On-site event verification is not possible. Response procedures are initiated with immediate effect. Lead agent Kieran Estevez will mobilize investigation unit beta from the remote operations site at redacted. All available Shadow-specific equipment, Lot 411B, has been approved for use in the field. Objectives to confirm an active event. If active AWE is occurring, the dispatch team will identify its nature and severity, limit exposure, and attempt to contain or neutralize its source. If no event is active, check monitoring equipment, perform a limited profile sweep of the area, and check status of the lake house and its staff. Additional information. Relevant operatives in the area include the Cult of the Tree, possibly Saga Anderson or Rose Marigold, and Alan Wake currently missing. I'm very curious what that redacted is, but it's very intriguing. Maybe the Andersons, the old gods. And then this one.
What the hell is a para-utilitarian?
Summary of findings. Request 194F. Based on reports, the item is a light switch from a lamp cord with part of the severed cord still attached. Eyewitness accounts suggest the item possesses the ability to alter reality. I just realized it's probably the severed lamp cord of the lamp that Alan has. That's probably what the clicker is, right? Eyewitness accounts suggest that the item possesses the ability to alter reality, the changes being based on redacted, when used by a capable para-utilitarian. Parsing this item's effect from that of the Cauldron Lake threshold responsible for recurring AWEs in the area is difficult because the only reported uses of the item have occurred near this threshold. Without more data, we cannot confirm if the item intensifies the effect of the threshold or vice versa, or if there is no connection whatsoever. Recorded material from Dr. Hartman after becoming a shaded individual taken have revealed that Alan Wake eliminated Barbara Jagger, likely a physical manifestation of a paranatural entity, by inserting the light switch into its chest and flicking the switch. The item is confirmed to have been used in 2010 to turn fictional writing into reality, see file AWE 35. However, it is unclear what the restrictions and limitations of this effect are. Conclusion: the light switch is a possible object of power, but the team cannot conclusively classify the item based on secondhand accounts. Proper examination and testing is required in order to determine classification and precise effect of the item. Caseboard time. FBC file on the clicker and its paranatural qualities.
The clicker amplifies any changes to reality suggested by a piece of art. Makes them permanent.
FBC speculates that the clicker can only be used by a capable para-utilitarian. Light switch with supernatural powers must be used with art to amplify reality-changing effect. Wake and the clicker. FBC file on Cauldron Lake threshold to another reality. Oop. Wake's in the dark place. Cauldron Lake is a threshold to it. Casey, the thing that attacked Casey had Wake's face. There was never any Wake. It was scratched the entire time. Casey thinks Wake is scratched. Thinks he always has been. Alrighty. It's go time. Do I have any other things to do? Any more profiling? Nope. Is there another record in there for me to read? There is. Oops. And I almost forgot a manuscript page. Let's do that real quick.
A pale balloon in the sky, float and sink deeper. Night springs when bright falls for this sleeper. The surface disturbed, the reflection now a traitor. In the cavity of the skull, turned to a crater. This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you are gone.
That's really cool. That's a really cool one.
The cult didn't trust Wake. Or is it Scratch?
Transcript of interview with subject Alan Wake's suspected para-utilitarian, Bright Falls, Washington, Kieran Estevez, lead agent. Mr. Wake, you have been taken into FBC custody and will receive an in-depth interrogation at a later date, but for now I need to ask if there's anything you can tell us regarding the incident at the hotel, anything we might need to know. There is a force here you don't understand at present. It's after me, it wants to consume me, consume everything. Yes, you mentioned this dark presence before. Why does it want you? It feeds on artists, on the art they create. It wants me because of my writing. But it can be any form of art, any artistic expression. Music, painting, film, photography. It can feed on any of it. All of it. You have to believe me. We are well aware of this entity, Mr. Wake. We've been tracking the situation here for a long time now. You yourself have been... where is it? You yourself have been on our radar for over a decade. I'm sure those nuts in the research department are going to just love checking you out. Hey, make a note to redact that before submission. Let's get back on track. You mentioned a light switch earlier. Where is it now? I don't know, but I need it. I can't end this without it. Will you help me get it? Mr. Wake, you are in custody, pending charges for breaching of numerous federal violation codes. We are not going to give you a suspected paranatural object. You're not fucking listening to me. We are listening just fine. Now, do you have any accomplices? Fuck you. Let me the fuck out of here. It's coming for me. We're all in danger. Interview was terminated due to subject being uncooperative.
Wake isn't the first person the dark presence disguised itself as.
Report supplement, read the Shadow summary. Through extensive interviews with witnesses of AWE 35, additional details regarding the Shadow A10 have been discovered. Redacted and redacted, both present during the AWE, reported seeing a woman named Barbara Jagger in Bright Falls at the time. Jagger is a former actress and Bright Falls resident who emigrated from with the filmmaker Thomas Zane from Finland and was reported to have drowned in Cauldron Lake during a redacted AWE in 1970. Research staff have concluded that Jagger's appearance is likely a case of the Shadow manifesting in human form. Research is ongoing as to the nature of the connection between the Shadow and the psychophysical signatures available for it to mimic. Current hypotheses are the Shadow can only manifest as artists or individuals tangentially involved in the creation of art who have operated within a certain physical range of Cauldron Lake. The Shadow can manifest as any individual contained, definition needed, within Cauldron Lake. Research is actively ongoing. See File 38, 453, 1873 for full report. Alrighty, now we can finish up the case board and begin. Dark presence assumed the form of Barbara Jagger. Scratch.
I need to know what information I can still trust.
Scratch pretended to be Wake, used us for how long the whole time can Wake said to be trusted. So this is the first time the Dark Presence has stolen someone from us. FBC file on capabilities of light switch object, the clicker. According to the file, Wake has used the clicker to change reality before. Alright, save time. Let's do it. What happened at the lake house?
What happened at the lake house?
You're about to begin the lake house expansion. Do you wish to continue? Boy, howdy, do I wish to continue.
Right. You've seen firsthand how complicated and messy the FBC's cases are. But this story should help you learn that things can always get weirder. This isn't the Bureau's first time in Bright Falls. 1970, 76, 8... Last one was in 2010. It's not exactly clockwork, but this town sees way more altered world events than most. We knew it was just a matter of time before the lake acted up again. After the AWE in 2010, the FBC's research department set up a facility, the Lake House, to study the threshold in Cauldron Lake, find better ways to contain the entity inside. Your tax dollars at work. When we detected a spike in paranatural activity at Cauldron Lake, before I even knew you were on this case, Saga, the Lake House was my first stop. I was short-handed, hoped they could spare some help, maybe give us some intel on the situation. If I had any clue what was waiting for us in there, Saga, I'd have just kept on driving. This is Agent Kieran Estevez responding to an AWE alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmons. So much for the welcome wagon. You all set up the perimeter. We're on the threshold's doorstep, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yes, ma'am.
Return Addendum, the Lake House. That's a cool chapter title.
Agent Kieran Estevez, requesting entry. I don't have time for this.
Estevez ID card, FBC flashlight. Interesting.
This shouldn't take long, okay? You see anything? Radio me.
Roger that.
Is there anything back here? Can I just... No, I can't. Okay. You gotta check. You gotta check. I don't want to miss nothing here. There's so many cool lore pieces. This is kind of moody.
The lake house was run by the research department. Research and investigations don't really see eye to eye. What they call science, I call a violation of Bureau protocol and human decency. Classic interdepartmental drama. Your FBI saga, you know how it goes. In retrospect, my low opinion of the research department may have clouded my judgment.
Ooh. It's kind of pretty. Kind of a pretty building. Kind of a weird looking pretty building. Anyone in here? No. A house on stilts, on foundation. That's interesting. Anything down here? It's neat that it's a functional space. Like, this is where people would take, like, a smoke break or a lunch break or something. How small is this building? This is very Southern Reach, the way it's described in the book.
Hello? Agent Kieran Estevez, Investigations Department. No one wants to check the individual carrying a firearm into a restricted government facility? No?
Hello, and welcome to another exciting day here at the Lake House. As I'm sure you know, I am Dr. Jules Marmont, and this is my wife.
Dr. Diana Marmont.
And together we are the heads of research at this facility. We want to thank you all for helping us break new ground in our study of Cauldron Lake.
That's right, Jules. But don't let our exciting work in threshold regulation and dimensional coupling keep you from observing the proper safety protocols.
You said it, Diana. We run a tight ship here at the Lake House. So, always remember the 3 S's. Safety, security, and censorship.
It's a C. It's a C.
What? Yeah, that is the joke, Diana.
Well, it's a stupid fuck.
Wonderful joke, Jules. We'll see you down there.
Yeah, that seems healthy.
Oh boy. So this place seems to be built out of the same material as the oldest house. I wonder if it's a literal manifestation of the oldest house or if it was built. Urgent reminder, lake safety protocols. Please remember that the following recreational activities are forbidden in the waters of Cauldron Lake. These restrictions apply both to civilians and FBC employees. Fishing, redacted, swimming, boating, plastic canoes, kayaks, motorized boats, etc. Using the water for redacted purposes. Maybe distilling purposes. Water skiing, redacted in the water. Peeing in the water. Paddle birding. Do they mean paddle boarding? These activities can result in redacted in an estimated redacted % of cases. If you are unclear about any of the restrictions listed above, please speak with redacted. Date redacted, security report, local rumors. Background. A recent security operation was performed among the citizens of Bright Falls and Watery. The goal of this operation was to ascertain public knowledge and opinion of the lake house and its operations. Summary. The following information was gained through covert listening and informal questioning. The local public appear to view the area around the lake house with fear. This is, of course, the intended reaction, as the Bureau has publicly marked the area as dangerous due to volcanic gases. However, there is a specific rumor going among the public regarding the government facility in the woods, run by mad scientists, taking people for experimentation. This rumor seems particularly popular among the local youth, and its proximity to the truth is cause for concern. Worst-case outcome would be an increase in curiosity or possibly even aggression. It is possible that this is even the reason for the lake house's security breach back in Redacted. Action to be taken, security personnel will continue to monitor youth chatter. If the rumors continue disseminating, a cover story may be required, perhaps even fabricated signage for an American Volcano Commission type institution. Sage says paddle birding is basically bird watching on a canoe or kayak. That's weird. Dr. Marmart here to remind you to put in 100% effort today. Look, listen, think. A safe workplace is everyone's responsibility. Any unaccompanied artist must be reported to security immediately. Interesting. So even they're deeply aware of, like, the artistry connection. Person must not have been gone for long if there's a donut there that isn't super moldy. I'm going to be really taking my time with this DLC, y'all. We're going to be walking around a lot of places. July 14th, 2023, Ava Ramani to FBC personnel. Does that mean that Alan Wake 2 takes place on July 14th? That's interesting. Wait, does that line up with Blum? I guess this might be an older one. Status update, re-oldest house to all staff. On-site observation teams report that the oldest house is still under active lockdown. Status of Director Trench, management team, and all other personnel inside the oldest house at the time of the lockdown's initialization remains unknown. Observation teams have detected fluctuations in the redacted field originating from the oldest house as of redacted, increasing in strength as it loops through a specific pattern every redacted hours. These readings are currently being analyzed by research staff in the Boston office. Any personnel with information pertaining to the signal should contact them immediately. Sincerely, Ava Ramani, Supervisory Agent. Interesting.
That's handy.
Why isn't it letting me open the map? Oh, I just can press tab because she doesn't have a mind place. Okay, interesting.
An experiment. That bodes well.
What's over here? The dangers of doodling. Please remember that any unauthorized art can skew the results of ongoing research. Following types of recreational creativity are forbidden: doodling, rhythmic drumming with pencil fingers or other makeshift percussive instrument, stacking office supplies into sculpture-like arrangements, dancing, humming. Kayak for sale. Interested? Chat with Brandy Davis on sublevel 3 for details. Brandy Davis. Wow, I wonder if she's related to Wendy Davis. Romnus, daily stand-up, no doodling. It's over here.
It's locked.
I like Estevez's voice acting. It's very natural. And yeah, this is extremely Southern Reach. Wow.
Dr. Marmont's not here. Nobody is? I'll have to check downstairs.
It's interesting that he has statues of himself. To my fellow head of the lake house, love, Diana. Barrows University, on the recommendation of the faculty and by the virtue of the authority vested in them in trustees of Barrow University, have conferred on Jules Francois Marmont Degree of Doctor of Applied Science is entitled to all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. William Devereaux, Chairman of the Board of Trustees. Paul Jensen, Dean of Barrows University. Federal Bureau of Control Special Service Certificate. This exceptional...
I'll be working on the lower levels.
This exceptional contributions...
Head down.
Contribution certificate is awarded to Jules Francois Marmont in grateful recognition of his outstanding contributions to the Bureau's scientific endeavors. Casper Darling, Head of Research. Notice of appointment from Casper Darling, Head of Research, Dr. Jules Marmont. Appointment as Facility Head. The senior leadership of the Federal Bureau of Control is determined to appoint Dr. Jules Marmont as Head of Research at the facility at Cauldron Lake, Washington. The appointment will be shared with Diana Marmont, effective upon the facility's completion on July 18th. Zachariah Trench, Bureau Director. Casper Darling, Bureau Head of Research. Okay, interesting. Let's read his computer now, see what's going on here. Okay, research profile, subject P, summary. Through extensive testing, the subject has been confirmed to possess an intrinsic paranatural ability that manifests exclusively during the act of painting. The paintings feature scenes or events that would have no knowledge of, even sometimes painting an event before it occurs. This effect has been proven multiple times as an estimated 40 to 100% success rate. Note the lack of precision in this range is due to the team's inability to prove that a painting's content will not be realized at some point in the eventual future. Researchers asked to reiterate their hesitance to publish any concrete statements surrounding the subject and his ability at this time, as the nature of the paintings and their paranatural effect have been exceptionally difficult to measure and quantify. Conclusion: the subject is suspected to be a Class II para-utilitarian, though additional testing will be required to confirm this. At this time, his ability is not believed to be a direct threat to himself or others and can be controlled. The nature of his ability is to show current or future events via the art he creates, but the extent of this forecasting cannot be determined by researchers with any level of precision. Unlike the art created by Alan Wake, there is no evidence the subject's art is directly manipulating reality via the shadow's energies. Wondering if this is the reason why Auti's watery postcard exists as a painting. Sage says, my ass could not work in the lake house. Replacement keycard request form. Please fill out the fields below before delivering the form to security. A new keycard will be issued to you once your request is processed. Jules Marmont, co-head of research. The highest, required clearance, highest one, I forget what it's called. My old card went missing. Indicate here if your card was stolen. How would I know if it's stolen or is lost? Why do you not put microchips inside of them if you are so concerned with this? I am the head of research and I expect a new card on my desk by the end of the workday. September 14th, 2023, Thursday, science fact of the day. Though most famous for acting, Hedy Lamarr also invented in her free time. She patented a frequency hopping device for torpedo guidance at the age of 38. September 14th, 2023. Is that today then?
Changing passwords, huh?
Security and Technical Support Division, all departments, update to computer password reset policy. Effective September 13th, all computer passwords must be reset daily to address security concerns. We are aware that this may be an inconvenient change and lead to difficulty remembering your password. We recommend using a permanent set of digits as the beginning of that password, followed by numbers that change daily. Try using significant personal dates, coordinates, etc. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Do not use birthdays, current date, phone numbers. Please also remember that for the time being, passwords are not to exceed 6 digits. This is such an insecure policy. That's absolutely unfathomably bananas. So it's never going to be the date or a phone number. It's probably one of these dates, right? No, it was on this, right? Nope. July 18th. It's even bolded. So 0718. My guess is that this one's bolded too, so it's 38. So 071838. Yep. Oop. Let's read their mail. Oh my gosh, so many emails. Annual budget. Good morning. A friendly reminder that proposed annual budgets need to be sent out by the end of the month. Every station is being asked to give a thorough breakdown this year in an effort to find areas where spending can be reduced. Should I book time for us to speak about this and make a plan? All the best, Henry Kingston, Facility Administrator. I'm too busy to attend meetings. Just use the budget from last year, but make sure to specify that a specific percentage of the research budget is to go towards Project Arbutus, so certain individuals won't be tempted to slow down their competition by stealing resources. I apologize for the difficulty my wife is presenting, Harry. I believe she is suggesting that I would take her project's budget. An unfair and preposterous accusation, though I'm confident you understand that. I would be happy to meet and discuss the annual budget, of course. It is, of course, the head of research's job to oversee such work. Maybe Diana is no longer up to the task. Sincerely, Jules Marmont. Go fuck yourself, Jules. Oh my god. This marriage is not okay. So does next Wednesday work? Dr. Marmont, Project Arbutus has officially requested we return the pages. We aren't using them for any work on Project Ramnus, and they are shared research materials, so I release them back to Arbutus. So can I release them back to Arbutus? Sincerely, Dr. Perry Levine, Senior Researcher. Please remember to lock your computer before leaving your station for any amount of time. Changing your password daily does not improve our facility security if you leave your computer open. Thank you, Brian Lopez, IT Specialist. So that's who they have working in their security department. Man, what an insane marriage. That's crazy. That's heated. Oh, we have our key cards.
This should come in handy.
Security clearance 1, just like in Control. Kitty. When apricot grade security threat is detected on a sublevel, the entire floor will enter lockdown. During lockdown, all staff must shelter in place while threat is removed. During lockdown, doors will automatically close and lock, preventing spread of dangerous material or unrestrained entities. Once lockdown is lifted, staff will be given verbal instruction regarding their further safety. Please refrain from tampering with lockdown doors or propping them open. The policy is in place for your safety. Interesting. Anything on these? Nope. So there's a few levels to this place. Ooh, there is a video over here. I'm glad I did not miss this. Okay, I cannot interact with it. That's fine. Lake House Daily. Good news. HQ still dark. Pie was good. More pie for the rest of us. We have coffee Deerfest this week. Bad news. HQ still dark. Nut allergy bad. No Alma beer. It's good. Tried it. The artist is... Scratch? Is that what that says? Someone stole the black whiteboard marker. All vacation time canceled. Oh, that sound.
As soon as I got in that elevator, my bad news detector started going nuts. Estevesta team, something's going on in the lake house. I want all nearby agents to... Oh, shit!
Agent Estevez, what's your status?
Breach detected on sublevel 5. Staff should seek shelter immediately.
We have a situation in the lake house. All agents converge on the facility now.
The Marmonts are twisted?
Belay that order. Shit. A threshold event had hit the lake house. Now, it was the Marmont's problem. Our mission was outside.
Is that just the sound of the goals changing? Yes. Investigate the lake house, leave the facility, return to the elevator.
Where's the fucking elevator?
What? Oh no.
Okay. Priority 1, get the lights on. Standing around in the dark near Cauldron Lake, they're not smart? What the fuck was that?
Okay then. Shelter area this way. Research order. As the lake house continues to make progress towards its goal, various avenues of research are being pursued. Recently, one such avenue has yielded unexpected results. The research into nursery rhymes, directed by Dr. and Dr. Marmont, led by Dr. Campbell, as an art form has shown viability in its ability to connect with the Cauldron Lake threshold. As a result, the nursery rhyme findings will now be carried forward by the co-heads of research and incorporated into ongoing research across the lake house, effective immediately. Research teams will be briefed on how to utilize the effective elements of the nursery rhymes into their own work. Note, Dr. Campbell and his team are being reassigned. They will continue to develop their work on nursery rhymes outside the lake house. Any exposure risks related to performing confidential work outside the facility's premises have been acknowledged and accepted by the co-heads of research. Signed, Marmont. Threshold Linking Experiment Progress Report, Marmont. The work to create stable link between our reality and that of the dark place continues. Progress is good, with all teams reporting high confidence that a successful connection will soon be possible. Recent efforts in utilizing the paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way that achieves our goals were unsuccessful. However, this result allowed us to discard that avenue of research and focus solely on a much more viable one. Our new hypothesis states that the threshold's energies, and thus its reality-altering effect, are drawn to pieces of art that contain significant levels of emotion. This is supported by a clear trend in the data we have gathered over the years. If we can identify and quantify the emotion of an art piece, our work will speed up considerably. Work has already proceeded with an immediate focus on developing devices capable of measuring the level of emotion in any given piece of art. For now, our research will continue to focus solely on the art produced by Subject P. While no pieces of his have yielded successful results outside of their assistance in discovering the redacted pages, interesting. His proven status as a para-utilitarian makes his work the most suitable research material. Refer to file F2-1538-21 for full report. Is this... I wonder if this DLC is about AI-generated art. Ted Brigg, it's also here. Wow, interesting. That guy's on Rose Marigold's list, too. Sage says, that was the most perfectly delivered what the fuck was that ever recorded. Yeah, Estevez has, like, her delivery is very natural. I really like it. Darling.
Dr. Darling.
AWE, Shadow, Powerful Lights, 1970s, 6, 78, 2010. We know there was an event in 88, but maybe the FBC doesn't know about that, because that's the event that led to Dor leaving and Odin fully giving up his eye, or the wrong eye, or whatever. Dor took it. Panel control room. All right, I don't know if there was anything in there for me, but just go through this floor like an IKEA showroom, I guess. That's Black Rock right there, isn't it? No. What are these?
Okay. Power core receiver. Plugging a core in should get the lights on.
No power. Okay, so we need to get a core to put in there. The sounds are hideous and terrible, and I hate them. Oh, I see. The panel things are like canvases. They're meant to display art, and you hang them from the ceiling. I get it. Inventory management. Power core storage. Anything else around here for us? No.
That is not a regulation FBC weapon.
Where? What? This? Oh, whoa. What is that?
Can't open it from the side.
All right.
This key card could be useful.
Progress update 6. Unfortunately, Jules' keycard went missing last night. Huge shame. On a totally unrelated note, I now have level 3 clearance card in my office, plus a lot of black rock. Been grinding the black rock down to a powder and stashing around in case anyone gets confiscated. Next steps. Weapon test using black rock powder. If successful, may send schematics to offsite teams. Could lead to a transfer out of the shithole. Need to think up more applications for black rock now that I have some. There was a researcher at the oldest house, who had tons of ideas like this. Wish I could remember their name. Did we meet them in Control? Why wouldn't I remember that name? I do feel like that was a thread that we connected. Oh, look at this tiny little power core.
I wish they'd make these things lighter.
It's interesting. Do not contaminate the lake house with unrelated art.
The way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it. Now, good news, I just had to keep going down. Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
The sounds are not good, y'all. Look at this little baby power core.
At least the elevator's back.
Are they in the paintings? Is that what I'm hearing? Are they moving through the paintings? Ooh.
Can't open it from the side.
I want to get in there. Let me in. I need security level 2. Okay. Is the elevator not back yet? What the heck? What do I need to do to get the elevator back? Panel control switch. We already. Oh, I see. Security reminder. Remember to lock your computer. We already read that one. Hello. To celebrate the arrival of fall, I brought a variety of seasonal pies from that local diner you all seem to love so much. The members of Project Ramnus can come enjoy them in the lobby near my office. All other staff should visit the other Dr. Marmont's office to see if she brought pie. Also, despite the ridiculous dramatics of last year, I've purchased the delicious pecan-filled pies. Happy fall, Jewel Marmont. Sensitivity reminder. A gentle reminder that nut allergies are a serious health issue, and making light of them is not appropriate workplace behavior for anyone of any seniority level. Bringing nuts to the office is a health risk and should be avoided for everyone's safety. Thank you. Pages request. Perry, do not release any of those pages. Tell Diana that those fools on Project Arbutus, that we misplaced them. An unfortunate filing accident. Tell them we are confident the pages will resurface in 2 or 3 weeks, but we are too busy making progress to look for them right now. Be sure you say we are making progress, just as I wrote above. Regards, Dr. Jewel Marmont, co-head of research. Attention, missing Blackrock. Attention all staff, there's a significant amount of Blackrock missing from sublevel 5. I expect there's a misunderstanding and someone has taken it to another floor by mistake. If you did this, respond to this message and we will fix the problem. Blackrock is a precious material. We only have so much of it now that the oldest house is closed.
First off, a huge thank you to everyone here. The Lake House has made amazing strides in researching the AWE here at Cauldron Lake. Great work, team. I wanted to come in person so I could check in on the latest work. I won't get in the way. It's not our view, so no reason to be scared. Did you hear that, Doctors Marmont? While I'm here, I want to focus on the relationship between the shadow and the AWE site below the lake. The theory that the shadow even originates from the dimension this threshold is tapping into is compelling. Eventually, I want to understand how this dimension manages to convert subjective elements like art into objective reality. What are the constraints of this phenomenon? Can it, say, create altered items or even objects of power simply by manifesting them via a piece of art? These are the things we need to know to accurately classify the shadow. I mean, that name is not very scientific. I mean, who came up with that? Shadow. So, any and all proposals are welcome. Anything testing art's effect on reality by using the shadow's energy is preferred. To find answers, we'll first need a lot of data. No wrong answers. And when I return to the oldest house, I'll take back anything we end up with to run against a classified project called Hedron to build a comparative data set. I wish I could tell you more. It's very, very exciting. Non-physical forces impacting. Oh, no, sorry, I really can't. It is. You know, maybe some of you can come visit. We'll have to get you clearance, of course, but maybe that can. You know what? I don't want to take the entire day talking. So, the shadow represents a whole new area of research, and I couldn't be more excited to start digging in. It is a great new world, people.
Darling is so charming. So this lets us get a level 3 clearance card, I think, right? Is that what I'm learning? Oh no, there is a 3 clearance card in the unknown weapon room. Oh, but the elevator's back, okay. No, the elevator is not back. What is the purpose? What are we doing? I'm so confused.
If you can understand me, I am an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile.
Flashlight doesn't seem to do anything against them. Oh boy. What am I supposed to do here?
It never fucking works.
Okay. What am I to do? Okay. What exactly is my goal? Is there somewhere new I need to go? Is there a different location for the elevator that I missed? There is. Okay, I see. Whew.
What the fuck were those things? Okay, deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look, you never really get used to the shit you see in this job, but you can learn techniques to adjust, to function. Take 6 deep breaths, then get to work. Find the source, collapse the threshold.
Sir, please hold. Please hold.
Now where am I?
Hold.
Huh.
Please hold.
What is that? If you can understand me, I'm an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. Do you understand? Well, I'll be damned. So what kind of entity are you? You can speak. That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information. Previously human, maybe? Okay, I can work with that. I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation?
1,000 paintings used corrode.
What does that mean?
Paint no brush, a self-portrait.
Okay, hey, calm down.
Fire in his eyes and hands and bones.
You need to cease all hostility right now. Now. Bad news. That thing is really pissed off. Good news. It didn't try to kill me. Okay, baby steps.
Huh. Painted with no brush. That's really interesting. I do constantly get the feeling that this is like... Because they were talking about, like, emotion. Like, they have an ability to figure out what art was made with emotion. So it seems like it's talking about AI art. And the actual art is mad and angry about the fake art.
Angry living paintings are not typically on the Cauldron Lake bingo card. Something different was happening at the lake house, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't need this particular cherry on its already shitty sundae.
Sublevel 3.
Page development? Are they trying to write their own story? There's blood on the floor. That's not good. Going on in here. The score in this is really intense. Refinement process, ATD output and calibration. The automated typing device will produce writing mimicking that of Alan Wake, a known para-utilitarian. This is about generative AI. I picked up on that real fucking quick. With the goal of affecting reality with the same consistency as Mr. Wake's writing. To reach this level of authenticity, each page produced by the ATDs must be evaluated and graded based on its similarity to Wake's original style. The pages will be graded using the following criteria. Comprehensibility. This is the most basic of criteria. The page must use language and develop stories in an understandable, organic way. Style. The page must accurately mimic the typical style of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lake House's possession as reference. Tone. The page must accurately mimic the typical tone of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lake House's possession as reference. Content. The page must accurately mimic the typical content of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lake House's possession as reference. Once pages are graded, they will be fed into the algorithm as preferred. Yep, this is about generative AI. Yeah, this is like... It was super obvious from the start, the moment that they started talking about being able to tell what was made with emotion, and like that this was going to be a critique of like assembly line art. And then I kind of figured, obviously, given the context, it would be AI art, but this is super obvious. This is very, very obviously about generative AI. Once pages are graded, they will fit into the algorithm as preferred reference material, thus continuously refining and writing produced by the ATDs until they can produce near identical stories to Alan Wake. They're training AI on AI. That's not good. That will just degrade the output even worse. Once that is achieved, we will provide instructions to the ATD on what to write, effectively gaining control of Wake's ability to link with the Shadow's power. Huh. I mean, the danger here is that even if they're able to make quote-unquote art or writing here, that they're basically just gonna accidentally mimic Scratch and like negative art because they don't know the effect of their writing. So they're just playing with fire, and then it's up to the Shadow to link with whatever the Shadow wants to link with and overlap with. That's gonna be really bad. Organizational update. Moving forward, research at the Lake House will be divided into two distinct projects. Project X, 132 AW, codenamed Arbutus, will focus on studying the writing of Redacted with Dr. Diana Marmont serving as project director. Project C43210RL, codenamed Ramnus, will focus on studying Redacted and his work, with Dr. Jules Marmont serving as project director. Okay, so AW is Alan Wake. RL. Who is RL? It might be a new character. Staff will soon be notified regarding their project assignment and any required desk changes. Your patience is requested during the reorganization. This is a confidential facility matter and is not to be discussed with external agents or teams. If you have any questions, please contact me directly. Signed, Harry Kingston, Facility Administrator.
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory. I believe it manifested inside the Lake House directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic. The page is written in Wake's usual style, so I can't say for certain if it's being literal or figurative when it calls us monsters. But what's interesting is that the page indicates that our painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake's threshold with our facility. Writing has always been the clearly superior avenue of research, but I never considered that the writing itself would dictate a different art form as the catalyst for our success. I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success. Not after the years of work I put into this research. I got word yesterday that 2 writers are visiting Bright Falls. I will beat Jules to the finish line.
Oh, they're talking about Ed and Tammy.
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the Lake House were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the Lake House. The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in.
Story context. Rudolph Lane. That's his name. Rudolph Lane. Paint. Odor. Marmont's hate conflict.
paint stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece. Did he paint this? His mind was foggy, unfocused. He knew the Marmots were putting something in his food. A man in a white coat came to steer Lane back to his cell. He did not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed, but the stench in his cell wouldn't let him sleep. An acid stink. The turpentine. The paint. It was all over him. Years of it. 1,000 paintings. 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist clogging his thoughts. Hatred for the paint. Hatred for the brushes. For the Marmots. For himself.
Interesting. So there, do not copy Wake manuscript pages. That's the icon on the map for Wake manuscript pages too.
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmots had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just
That's so loud.
content for the experiment. There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmots had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. Art was not art.
I want to turn it off
Content for the experiment.
so I can read the paper. Initial findings report Edward Franklin Booker. Yep, Ed. Born in New York, New York, currently resides...
In the lake house. The Marmots had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment.
Married to Tamitha Booker, no known children or dependents, no paracriminal affiliations found. Located in Bright Falls, Washington as of September 10th, 2023. Writer and director of 5 stage plays, unsuccessful. Confirmed artist, designation, author, playwright. Disclaimer, background investigation performed in very short amount of time per instruction. As a result, the information contained in this report is not comprehensive and possibly erroneous.
The art was not art.
Project Arbutus. Initial findings report read Tamitha Madison Booker. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, currently resides in New York, New York. Married to Edward Franklin Booker, no known children or dependents, no paracriminal affiliations found. Located in Bright Falls, Washington as of September 10th, 2023. Author of 3 commercially successful true crime books. First publication was a poetry collection, unsuccessful. Confirmed artist, designation, author, poet.
Stagnant.
Disclaimer, background investigation performed in a very short amount of time per instruction. As a result, the information contained in this report is not comprehensive and possibly erroneous. So yeah, they're looking into the Bookers. All right, I can probably turn the music back up now. It just was really loud. I'm trying to figure out what the heck she was saying. I'll put it up to like 45. That's fine.
Please don't let this be what I think it is.
Yeah.
You know by now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away. 100% bad news.
Oh, yeah. They are typing garbage. This is a Tower of or Library of Babel, Borgesian library, monkeys on keyboards type situation. Progress report, typewriter brand investigation. Investigation into the precise brand and model of typewriter used by Alan Wake with the intent to use this particular brand for redacted in the ATDs continues to be unsuccessful. Sources contacted with discretion. Wake's publishing house, no useful information. Wake's agent refused to discuss client matters. Wake's spouse refused to discuss. Redacted, no useful information. Who is the redacted? check all available online interviews. Elements pertaining to Alan Wake. Maybe Rose Marigold? I don't know who this would be. Emil Hartman? The relevant team will continue to explore alternative sources of information. The ATDs will continue to be operated with the available typewriters until Wake's preferred brand is known. Theoretically, replicating Alan Wake's style of writing via the same brand of typewriter used by the author should yield optimal results. The project director has indicated that a similar investigation should be launched into the brand and type of ink used in Wake's typewriter. Guys, that's not good. Objectively. This is objectively not a good situation to be in. You are begging for an AWE to occur. So is the implication that beckoning all of this stuff is part of what caused the AWE to occur here anyway? That all of these awful typewriters constantly trying to make art? Machine status, typing in progress, 16 PSI, 11 PSI, interesting. Jules Marmont 2022. Written by Jules Marmont. None of this was written by Jules Marmont. This is written by an algorithm. All right, what's the security clearance needed over here? 2. Okay, so we'll go into the third one. This is very spooky, and I think the most terrifying thing is I can't tell if there's anything in the here. There isn't, though. Okay, thank God. Thank God I didn't miss anything. Project Arbutus, January 19th, 2022, content of Wake manuscript. We have begun finding pages from a manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, para-utilitarian and suspect in past cases involving the Cauldron Lake AWE. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As reference for any future readers, I am Dr. Diana Marmont, co-head of research at the Lake House facility. The page we recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters for its story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotion or prejudice. The accuracy of the writing is intriguing. It reports our past in the Bureau, but also details inner thoughts that an outside recorder would have no way of knowing. Jules and I have indeed been having more and more interpersonal conflict this past year. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he is writing from, get his information? Or was the page itself determining these emotions and events? I cannot believe the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC. And if it did, would it matter? Even if a person knew their life was being driven by an external force, would it change their nature, their behavior, their personality? My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather a growing resentment. I firmly believe that though I have no evidence to prove it, which brings me to a new research query for our team. What methodology can one use to prove that their actions, their mind, or their love, or their animosity are theirs to control?
March 7th, 2018. Notes regarding Dr. Emil Hartman, founder of the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he manipulated artists in an attempt to control the power of the Shadow. I've gone through his notes, which were confiscated by the Bureau after his arrest in 2010. Overall, Hartman's work was sloppy. Complete disregard for proper scientific method. But he was bold enough to try something we haven't. Our procedural writing machines are promising, but we could understand the effects of Cauldron Lake's threshold much better by observing live artists in action. Thanks to Hartman, we even have a list of prospects. Next step is to send Dr. Darling a request to bring some into the Lake House for analysis.
That's a bad idea, y'all. I don't know if I have to be the one to tell y'all that, but that's not good. That's the opposite, actually, of what any sane person should want to do in this situation. I do think that the music is really interesting because it's like way more present than in the main game. DLC taking Hartman's manipulation of art and artists and taking it to its most relevant and logical extreme is a brilliant concept.
Shit.
I agree. Ooh.
I can never say no to extra firepower.
It just gave me an extra inventory row too. Are they going to be taken down here?
Back where I started. Spatial recurrence usually observes the law of 3.
This contrived overlap rebounded on itself, compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance. Cause and effect hopelessly tangled. Arranged wrong, the dream logic flawed, the feedback loop doubled and redoubled, out of control. The pressure kept building, looking for release. This contrived overlap.
Yeah, this place does follow oldest house protocol. Interesting.
The shadow is here. Good thing I brought a flashlight.
Oh my god, a single hit killed me. Wow. As a real survival horror DLC then, I guess. We're gonna have a real rough time.
Shadow is here. Good thing I brought a flashlight.
Oh no, I can't.
More coffee.
Oh shoot. Oh no. Whoa, that hit me even though I dodged. Yee. Sage says this DLC is pretty handily the hardest content in the game. Interesting. I have to figure out how I'm gonna resource manage this. I think we just have to go hard on him.
Shadow is here. Good thing I brought a flashlight.
What? Was the guy behind me somehow? That took me by surprise. Wow, this is actually tough combat. I have such limited resources. On Nightmare too? This is gonna be crazy. Alright, I gotta play good. Okay, he doesn't have one. He wasn't taken.
Some staff down there had been corrupted. Shit just kept getting worse.
Oh boy. All right. Well, that was an intense fight. Holy smokes. I used all of my ammo. And healing is tough in this DLC. Wow. I'm impressed so far. This is cool. This is hard, but it's cool. I think there was an ammo thing over here, maybe? Is that what it was? No. Okay, well, I just suck. That's fine. Rule of threes. Interesting. You can hear the walls shift. God, yes, please. Thank you.
Loop 3. Should be the last one.
I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly awake. It's like he's warning us. But about what? I mean, what does it mean? This page scared Jules away from the work on Wake's writing. A coward can't stand risk. But science is risk. For me, this is proof that we are going in the right direction. I just need Rudolph Lane's paintings to lead to more pages so that hopefully one day we can understand.
Interesting. So they're using an artist to get to an artist, which is, again, another, like, interesting mimic of, like, Thomas Zane is Alan Wake, etc., etc. Wake is creating art, or altering Zane's art. Oh, no. This can't be good. In fact, I would say this is very bad. This is the perfect example of a bad thing that shouldn't be happening.
What is that?
An overlap? A painting? What is this place? What is happening? Man, Estevez is kind of a badass. Like, she's just dealing with it. She's doing fine. She's not stressed at all. I wasn't really expecting block puzzles to be part of this DLC, but Sage says, I wouldn't say she's not stressed, but she's dealing with it well. I mean, I meant more on the lines of, like, seasoned agent capable of work. You know what I mean?
Controllable shifting phenomena.
Even Kieran gets to interact with the wake mechanic, the light mechanic. That's intriguing. No power? How is there no power? What? How is that true even in the slightest? Now what? Do I take this one back again and then move? That's what it seems like. Yeah, that goes in there. So what do we need this for? What am I doing? Or did it flip off the lights out there too at the same time? That's probably what happened. I will check. Aha, I see now. Oh dear. Okay.
You again. What happened to you? Did the people here do this to you?
Clogging his head.
Alan Wake's writing is being studied here. Do you know anything about him?
Names don't matter. 1,000 more to come.
They say clear communication is the key to any relationship. You and I have some work to do there. You said marmots before. Do they do this? Where are they now?
Misery, hate.
Tell me where they are.
A man in a white coat.
Christ. It's fixated on the marmots. What did they do?
Do I just go back up? Can I go
Access denied.
Ugh, this key card isn't gonna cut it. A threshold is the connection between a foreign reality and our own. Now, they all have their own rules, strange as they are, but the further down I went, the more chaotic this one got. Clearly, this was the Cauldron Lake threshold, but Something was wrong. Well, more wrong than usual.
Sublevel 2.
Level-wide lockdown in effect. Please remain calm. Level-wide lockdown in effect. Please remain calm.
Oh, now there are corpses here. Right? Whoa, what the fuck? Is that a Taken or is that a person? That's a Taken. Okay, wait a second. This is a different level too. I was just trying to get back to the security door. What the fuck?
Won't open while the floor's on lockdown.
She walks with such poise, like she's clearly a trained agent. Okay. So I'm confused because there was stuff on the second floor that I wanted to go back to. So did I just miss out on that stuff? Initial review, Booker's writing. First piece of content produced by the subject is severely disappointing. It is not remotely similar in content to the wake pages we provided as reference. Why is it so focused on my marriage? Why is Jules the protagonist? Why is it set in an actual lakeside cabin? And what is happening at the end? What the hell is in the sky? Did anyone brief Booker about the concepts he has to write about? The lake house, the shadow? We need him to match Wake's style exactly. It's not going to work if he has no clue what he's writing about. We need to get this sorted. We need progress now. And why isn't he taking this seriously? When I spoke to him, he thought I was an actor. I want him to understand how serious we are, whatever it takes. Page Arbutus EB01. Continue the story from page ID Alan Wake 2. Match the tone, style, and content of Alan Wake 2 as closely as possible. The crack was an emotional one. A line right through their marriage, their foundation, their lake house. These thoughts and more flooded Jules' mind as he stared out through the lakeside cottage's windows. The sun was setting on a stormy day. Rain-heavy clouds hung low, weighed down with the burden of purpose. Diana sat in her favorite deck chair, staring out across the lake's rippling surface. He watched the breeze catch her acorn hair. As if sensing his gaze, she turned her head. Jules looked away, flustered, then annoyed with himself for letting her affect him this way. He grabbed the bottle of red wine, poured himself a generous serving. And he kept pouring, his mind distracted by a thought. How did we get here? They'd been at the lab, running an experiment. Then they were here. Why? He remembered thinking that a break from the lab would give them space to reconnect, to mend the crack. But he couldn't remember ever leaving. Wine was flowing over the rim of his cup, though he didn't even notice. He put down the bottle, scanning the lake. A faint shimmer hung in the air on the far side of the lake, like light hitting glass. The sort of thing you only notice if you're looking for it. He felt like he had seen something like this before, but where? Jules. Diana's cry snapped Jules back to the present. She was staring at the sky in panic. A deep shadow crept across the deck. Jules ran to the door, to his wife. Huh. No way that worked. Okay. Security reminder, blah, blah, blah. Allergies Pi Day. Already read that one. Attention missing Blackrock. Holy shit. Jules just sent a memo asking us to spy on his wife's project. Remember when we just made fun of his stupid project names in Science Factoid? Simpler times. He really did that? Diana's gonna slit his throat if she finds out. Haha. Those two are such a hot mess. I got drinks with Perry last night and he told me Jules is withholding wake pages from Diana's team. He told her they went missing. Crazy shit. Paula mentioned you two were thinking about asking for a transfer. You'd really leave me here all alone? We can have weekly gossip calls, promise.
Finally, someone who isn't a painter.
Oh my god. It's Ed.
Hey, hello. Who are you?
Sorry, got a flow going. Can we do this later?
No, we cannot. I'm Agent Kieran Estevez. I'm with the government and I need your name.
I'm Ed Booker, the playwright. And I'm hitting my stride here, so can you guys stop with all that banging and screaming? It's throwing me off.
Where do you think you are right now?
In an immersive writing workshop.
Well, bad news, it's not a writing workshop. Good news, it's
not a writing workshop.
Right. It's a government facility studying the power of creativity. That makes way more sense.
Look around you. How is this a workshop?
You have to stay in character. I get that. I'm in the theater business too. And look, the sets, the costumes, all great in that, campy, 70s sci-fi kind of way. But you could dial down the role-playing like 15, 20%. Just some professional advice.
What are you even doing? What are you writing?
Well, after you all abducted me in the woods, I've been working on this manuscript you gave me because you need it for some experiment or something. I kind of forget the premise. But, I've had this block lately, and filling in the gaps of this story has really loosened me up. Copying the style is a nice constraint, but I still have lots of room to play. It's a solid creative exercise.
Sir, whether you are aware of it or not, there is a situation here. I need you to stay in your cell until I can resolve the matter, okay?
Uh-huh, got it. Hey, no one's been around with food for a while. I could go for some dinner when you have a second. Oh, and can I get my phone back? I want to call my wife. I don't know how Tammy found you guys, but she killed it. 5 stars all around.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Wow. All right, retrieval order. That's interesting that he just said that, because while this DLC seems to be a criticism of generative AI so far, that is pretty critical of the boilerplate, cookie cutter, tortured artist online, like everything is evil capitalism take. Because, like, Ed is kind of a hack. That is his character, is that he, like, is an unsuccessful artist that, like, even though he has, like, good intentions, is being used by other artists. So that's interesting. It's, like, critical of AI and critical of the response people have to it, which is interesting. And then they're both at odds with each other. Acquisition team is hereby approved to acquire additional research subjects for ongoing study related to Project Arbutus at the Lake House facility. Prioritize outcomes as ordered below. Both subjects brought to the Lake House for study. Tamitha Booker, her work is more commercially successful, thus more likely to yield results based on proven cases. Edward Booker, less successful than Tamitha, but theater is more widely recognized as art than true crime novels. Wow. Observe the subjects at a distance and only move to acquire if the opportunity arises. Under no circumstances can this operation draw the attention of local law enforcement. Signed, Dr. Diana Marmont, co-head of research. Yeah, this seems very critical of, like, not just the people who make art, but, like, or, like, the...
What happened here?
The AI, I guess, like, the people pursuing AI, but also the people that just make art in general.
Marmont looked at the painting. He didn't understand it. Saw only random whirls of color. Drugging Lane made him more compliant, but his work had turned abstract. Jules needed more art his team could parse, could test, trial and error. These abstract explosions of color complicated the data. His grip tightened around the letter opener in his hand. The piece of art he needed was hidden inside Lane. If Jules could simply cut the painter open and pull the painting out of him, he would. The overhead lights flickered. Jules would make Lane cooperate. No more drugs. Less carrot, more stick. Jules had to go faster. He wouldn't lose to Diana. Nothing else mattered.
One thing that's kind of interesting is that I think what it's saying is, like, obviously, like, soulless art happens, right? But then, like, the response to it is you need to have real art with real passion for it, which I think is a thing a lot of people agree with, right? Like, that's just a fact. But suddenly this creates a bottlenecking where, like, when people are like, oh no, art is getting worse because the corporate overlords are taking it over. We must rebel against the corporate overlords by shining a light on the corporate overlords. All art, quote unquote, like there's a huge influx of art all saying the same thing the same way. And in a way, that is just as limiting and soulless, and it's just like collective anger with like no actual creativity, right? It's literally just like the corporations are bad and it's the shadow monsters are the capitalism. And then you look at another author and they're going, corporations are bad and the shadow monsters are capitalism. And it's not even that the message there is wrong. It's that creativity itself is constrained by the flow of perception and like what people are focusing on. And like even that is caustic to art. And that's how it can be critical of both Ed and the FBC at the same time, but also show them as like opposing forces that are both kind of like failing to reach in the middle. Date redacted, Project Ramnus, subject condition report redacted. Background information. Rudolph Lane, subject P, has shown a decline in redacted over the past several months. Initially, this redacted presented an increase in resistance, frequently declining requests to work. However, given time and pressure, subject would always relent. Subject's attitude toward art has also undergone a change recently. He is disinterested in his work, quickly becoming frustrated and sometimes even damaging or destroying the piece before it is completed. In the past few months, his work has become much more abstract, no longer showing true-to-life subjects or landscapes, but rather conceptual art that is much harder to define or categorize. Whether this sudden interest in abstraction was a form of rebellion, a consequence of growing redacted, or a source of genuine artistic interest is unknown. Current situation. As of yesterday, subject refuses to touch his supplies. He claims he will not paint anymore and wishes to leave. The subject's refusal has effectively halted all research. While the team can continue to run tests on the backlog of paintings, they estimate that there is little new information to gain. The subject must continue to paint if the work is to proceed. However, the team is concerned that convincing the subject with force or coercion may only entrench him further in his position. Action to be taken. Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head of research and project lead, has suggested that a high dose of redacted be introduced to the subject's food to cure his redacted. I think it's dark water. To cure his writer's block or artist block. If the subject's attitude does not improve, then low doses of redacted will be introduced in order to improve his compliance.
I can't paint anymore. I know you want me to paint, but I can't. I'm empty. Rudolph, now, you love to paint. And you are such a talent. This is just a classic artist slump. No, I hate it. It's just taking from me now. When can I leave? You said you'd let me leave. Rudolph, but you volunteered to come, remember? We are helping you, like Dr. Hartman did. Perhaps you need to see our doctor? I can arrange that. No, that's... I am feeling better. Much better. I will paint. This is wonderful to hear, Rudolph. I knew you would come back to your old self.
I think this is also very critical of, like, again, the, like, writing workshops and, like, you know what I mean? Like, trying to train people. Rudolph is, in fact, a minor NPC that appears in Hartman's cabin in Alan Wake 1. Okay, that's why I recognize it. But yeah, there's something going on there that I find kind of intriguing. It's just, like, it's also critical of, like, people trying to, like, train art. I don't know if train is the right word, but, like, maybe not even forcibly. That's scary. Forcibly generate art, even from artists, even from people. It's like people themselves are not inherently going to be able to, like, create under forced conditions. That just, like, isn't how it works. Vandalize text. 0% effort today. Wow, spooky. Real people. Okay, there's a safe room. I feel like I'm going really slow through this DLC, but that's fine. I'm trying my best here to just like take it all in. This is fun. This is a good time so far. Okay, can't go in there. Oh.
A higher access card. Sorry, but I need this.
Oh, people are walking around outside now. Sage says this is about on par with how I played the expansion. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Ah! We'll see how long it takes me to get through. I made that reservation for our anniversary, which I certainly never forgot was a week from this Friday. Let's take separate cars from the office. Can't have the bosses see us leaving together now that those hypocrites have banned inter-office relationships. A week from this Friday. So I need to know what day this is. Trisha update. I just found out what happened to Trisha. Jules fucking fired her. I knew it. She was way too vocal last week's all-hands meeting. She had valid concerns. That man is a tyrant. Speaking up about safety is no reason to fire someone. Can you believe this new password policy? What security concerns are there to even talk about? We're a fenced-off government bunker in the middle of nowhere. I think they're getting paranoid. Anyway, I sent the security terminal's new password like the memo suggested. Our anniversary is the base numbers, then black void. Yeah, Marms are losing it. The Marms are losing it. Big surprise. I bet Diana said Jules' background to a big old turd or something. Once again, making their shitty marriage everyone else's problem. The password you sent didn't work. Black void is 44, right? From the list of Lane's paintings. I need to get in this, get in, or this is going to be a total waste of a Wednesday. 44 is right, yeah. So I guess you're telling me you don't know when our anniversary is. Well, good luck with that. Today's password is the date of our special unforgettable anniversary plus brown shape with horns. Love you. I maintain that seeing a movie together does not begin a relationship. Friday, what was it? So it's 14, so 22. All departments update to computer password reset policy. September 13th, password. Do not use birthdays. Current. Yeah, okay. So it would be 9/22. 09/22. And then what is the password? The 44? 09/22 44? Or no, it changed. It's not 44 anymore. Okay, so where is a list of all of Rudolph's paintings? Because it was like Black Horn something, right? Hi, Jay. Welcome. You hadn't said anything, so I didn't know you were watching. But hello. Okay, that's just a wall. Love that. Good for me. So we're going to need to find a list of the paintings now.
We're shaded. Hope that glass is thick.
Okay, well, there are a lot of them here. When I say, while I'm playing, by the way, like when I say things like, oh, this is taking a long time, it isn't because I am upset that I am moving slow. It is because I have to pay attention to how long the episodes are in terms of recording time. So when I go like, oh, I'm moving slow, it's like, oh, this is going to be a much longer episode than I thought it was because I am moving more slowly through the DLC than I originally anticipated. Can't go through there. What am I missing? I need to just look at the map, I think. Okay, so I can't get to the thing. What is brown shape with horns? How can I tell? Or black shape with horns or whatever. Where is the list? It's got to be somewhere around here, right? Is it just on a desk that I just, like, missed? Was I supposed to get it earlier? I'm very confused. Oh, right here, probably?
How many paintings
yes.
did they have this guy make?
RL342, black circular shape among yellow lines, an uneven circle painted with dark black in the foreground with jagged yellow mustard lines behind it. Lines sometimes overlap with each other and or bleed into the black circle. Lone tree at night, a dark green pine standing in a dark landscape, presumably night. Empty road in a forest, a dark gray streak across a dark green landscape, presumably a forest at night. Gray streak is likely to be a road due to its location, color, and the way its width reduces in line with the perspective. Small white shape in the road could be a page of writing by Alan Wake. Relevant teams have been informed and are searching for this site now to attempt page retrieval. Yellow crescent shape on black canvas. A curved yellow shape in roughly crescent shape painted onto an otherwise empty canvas, possibly a crescent moon or banana, unfinished piece. Red, yellow, and green circle. 3 uneven circles, 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 green, roughly arranged in a vertical line. Background is black-gray, with dark red streaks along a border of the canvas, possibly a traffic light. Cityscape with blue-gray sky. Gray vertical shapes, likely the skyline of a city, in the bottom third of the canvas with a vivid blue-gray sky. Geometric shapes painted in thin white lines can barely be made up among colors of the sky. I wonder if these will all be levels in Firebreak. Black void, a deep black void covering the entire canvas with a few small specks of dark or light gray able to be seen on close inspection. Large variety of black spirals, a large number of rough spirals painted in black, ranging in size from that of a quarter to that of a baseball. Wait a minute. What the heck? Where's the one we're looking for? There is no brown shape. Oh, brown shape with horns. It was at the bottom. Brown shape with horns. A brown shape, vaguely triangular, with what are presumed to be horns extending from the shape, likely an animal head, possibly a deer or elk. Black background. So 9, 22, 25, I think.
There.
There, it worked. Okay. This is gonna suck.
Lockdown lifted. You are now safe to resume working.
Estevez, come in. Facility. Sub-level 1. You copy?
No. Turn back. Area is extremely hostile.
I am going to be flooded. This is bad. Oh. Let's fucking go. All right. Oh my god. ATD progress review. Too much overlap between tone and style. Merge. Word choice good but incomprehensible. Dark, 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 dark. Trees, 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 trees. Pond, pond, pond. Shade, shade, shade. Woods, woods, woods. Dim, dim, dim. Crow, 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 crow. Scream, 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 scream. Breathing, breathing, breathing. That's bad. 2. Structural improvement. Repetition issue was solved with sufficient rounds of refinement. Refinement plus time equals progress. Dark, screamed the darkness. A dark reminder of the dark's inner darkness. A well of darkness. A vortex. Like black paint. Darker and darker and darker. So dark the darkness could hardly see. A dark figure emerged from the darkness, facing the darkness with dark intent. A dark knife glinted in the dark darkly. Dark like the dark eye of a dark raven, dark feathers rustling in the dark night sky. No moon. The moon had been eaten by the dark. The dark drank it. In the sun. The dark moon rose over the dark sun that had set into the darkest darkness. The darkness darkened darkly, darkening the dark until the dimly darkened dark, even in the darkest dark. That was 2, okay. Style tone prioritized over comprehensibility. The rot snail beamed. A wooded grain bent from the owl. Eggmail. 4 forms in the glass eye and melt. A cracked page booked through the down embark. I grow and longer with the lower dark sea. No one found. Eggmail heaven. Pour during out, he chin. When all scream in blue and an axe vermilion, a day is around. Flat across evening. The water murmurs in light bulb trees. Round the cat. The night glares in all streets. The coffee deers run. Fear drinks locks by windy cottages. Black fires in the same mirrors. A mist heavies in Panic Mountain. Comprehensibility, FFFFF. It's funny. Making progress again. Individual elements are strung, but ATTs lack awareness, and intention is a blocker. How to correct. Not input non-wake ref material. Source human subject. Use staff as writers. Risk of data skew. Need more wake reference material. Critical. ATD lot 405, page 19. The dark woods rattled darkly. Flashlight peered into the deep darkness, and the dark shivered. Flashlight scowled. A woodsman came with an axe. The woodsman's teeth screamed. Flashlight screamed too, and was cut in half. Blood mixed with the darkness. A dark blend. This is getting closer to Wake's writing style, though. That is true. Pistol looked at Flashlight in shock. There was nowhere to run, he realized. But he ran anyway. He ran into the deep dark of the woods. The woodsman rattled behind them, bouncing through the trees. Pistol knew it had nowhere to run. Pistol drew his pistol and turned to face his death. The woodsman emerged, and Pistol opened fire. Pistol's pistol flashed in the dark night. Once, twice, thrice, the woodsman fell with a clatter. Pistol breathed, in and out, in and out. Pistol looked at each tree, in and out. He was safe. Pistol grabbed the woodsman's axe and plugged it into his pistol to charge it. He went to check on Flashlight. Pistol checked each half of Flashlight. She was dead, and he knew it. Pistol screamed at the trees. The trees screamed back. That's funny. Like, that's good. I like that. I mean, like, the game, I mean, not, like, I don't like the AI writing of it, but it is very accurate to AI writing in a way that feels extremely real. Like, if anyone who has played, like, with AI Dungeon and other, like, chat GPT tools, like, that is very real to the word salad that stuff just pukes. Fuck, that's funny. Oh, you're going down, sorry. Oh! Oh my god, just die already, please. Jeez. All right. Running out of ammo over here, but having to work on it. It says, I cannot exaggerate how hard this whiteboard made me laugh when I found it. They did it. They broke Alan Wake's writing down to its barest essentials. They truly did. Pistol, flashlight, dark, dark, darkly. The tree screamed. His teeth screamed. Team notice. As you may know, a valued member of our team was recently reassigned off Project Arbutus. Carla Livingston's designs and engineering expertise were a key of the part of the creation of the ATDs. Their contributions to the project cannot be overstated. The project team should rest assured that their reassignment was an error and that should be corrected soon. Our project director, Diana Marmont, would like to remind all team members that any directives or assignments from Dr. Jules Marmont have no bearing on Arbutus staff and should be ignored. Thank you for your attention. Oh no. No ammo. How am I supposed to deal with this? I need ammo. Container. Oh, go. Damn it. I didn't realize he was going to be right behind me when I reopened the thing. God damn it. How much time did I lose? Oh no, I lost a lot of time.
Sub-level 1. You copy?
No. Turn back. Area is extremely hostile.
Oh, she has paint on her jacket now. Interesting.
Fucking radios.
Alright, I'll have to go back through that again.
I'll need help.
Alright, we're back alive. I did it. Reading report threshold activity. Readings collected over the last 48 hours show a rising increase in activity stemming from the Cauldron Lake threshold, likely indicating an imminent AWE scenario. The highest recorded reading exceeded the safety limit, necessitating a general alert and requesting assistance from the assigned AWE response team. However, no alert or contact with external teams has been made. Per the recent amends to this procedure, as specified, the monitoring team will take no action until sign-off from either Dr. Marmont or Dr. Marmont has been received. Considering the rate of escalation that recent data indicates, the monitoring team strongly recommends that the AWE response team be contacted immediately. Signed, Harris Cruz, lead threshold analyst. Okay, I only have a section 2 keycard, so I can't go in there. Let's talk to Ed again really quick if he has something to say about the gunshots. He doesn't. Imagine if we brought a Taken right next to him and then shot him right there. You think he'd have anything to say then? Subino, value member team, project director Dr. Diana Marmont. Remind all team members that directives assignment for Dr. Jules Marmont have no bearing on Arbutus staff, should be ignored. Okay. And was there anything in here? Okay, this is the guy that killed me. Jeez. All right. Background report, 12/13/2019, Rudolph Lane. In 2010, Lane was inadvertently involved in an AWE 35 while residing in the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he lived under the care of Dr. Emil Hartman. See case number 74 Washington 04. For information, re his crimes and arrest. Lane was seriously injured during the AWE. He received medical care in Seattle for 2 months, during which time he was questioned and cleared by FBC staff. After the Cauldron Lake Lodge was seized and closed by the FBC, Lane moved to Wateree, Washington, where he currently resides. He probably was the one that painted the picture of Ati then. Recent surveillance confirms he has no known personal relationships or affiliation with paranatural groups. As requested, the observation team has confirmed that Lane continues to paint as of the date of this report. Dude, that guy got fucked. That sucks for him. I feel really bad for him. Just being near a bad thing and then just being screwed over by it perpetually.
My team was on sub-level 1. I knew they were in danger. The Marmonts turned innocent people into tools using the FBC's authority. They thought they were untouchable out here, hidden away in the woods. No. Actions have consequences. And I'm the consequences.
Estevez, come on.
Sub-level 1.
You fucking bastard! Jules Marmont killed my team. He was taken by the Shadow. I'm sorry.
All right, time to get our cool.
While I'm up here.
Yeah, that cool gun. That's exactly what I was gonna say, Estevez.
That name is not very scientific. I mean, who came up with that? Shadow.
Oh. That startled me.
Oh, you fucking bastard! Jules Marmont killed my team. He was taken by the Shadow.
I mean, that name is not very scientific.
I should get that gun while I'm up here.
The painted can one frame grab you and just drain your whole health bar. Yeah, that's brutal. I got messed up there. Whoa.
You cannot just walk in here for 1 week, make some speeches, and then fly back to New York. Espèce de crétin, prétentieux. The jackass thinks he's a fucking rock star. And he made fun of the name. Oh, the Shadow. The Shadow is good. It's evocative. He is just a jealous, spoiled little child. And I will make it so everyone can see this. I will make it so no one even remembers his name. Tous ces imbéciles là, hein? They all think I am a pencil pusher. They think I do not have the mind for such work. Eh bien, ils verront. Ils verront! I will take what they think is possible. But I will break it.
Well, that guy's a nutcase. Alright, I need to be able to see where they're coming out of, I guess, though, is my question. Because that one just popped right out and just... I see it's person-shaped. Yep. Okay. We gotta scoot, then. Inside. Thank you. Goodbye. Progress update 5. Got the firing mechanism working. It's throwing the test projectiles a good distance. Turned out pretty nicely. The fittings between the grenade launcher and custom components are a bit loose. No proper lathe here, but at least it works. Now I need some actual black rock for the tests. I know there's some on sub-level 5, but the acting inventory supervisor doesn't get access to that floor. Next step, source black rock. So it's a black rock gun. What the fuck is that? Black rock rounds. Modified explosive rounds containing black rock fragments. Okay, so we're probably going to use that to, like, saturate the paintings and destroy the paintings that way. O2-1219. Reassignment. Hello, Carla. I've decided to reassign you from Project Ramnus to Inventory Management. Your title will be changed from Senior Researcher to Acting Inventory Supervisor effective immediately. You may find this change sudden, but I have no doubt someone with a nut allergy like yourself will prefer to work alone in the inventory booth than out in the open where any dangerous pies may be waiting to hurt you. Perhaps some hard work will keep you from making any more unfounded HR complaints. Regards, Dr. Jules Marmont, Co-Head of Research. What an asshole.
Okay, this should get me down to sub-level 5. And this should get me past any other problems.
All right, now we can go back and open the doors on the sub-levels. Oh, fuck. Eep. 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 Go away. Ah! Oh no, that's not the right room. Oh, bad. That's bad. Stay away from me. Don't miss the new video on the projector. Are you talking about the one I just watched, or is there yet another one? Oh, okay, I got it. It's cool. Yeah, I heard it right away, so I knew it was there. I just got, I just wanted to make sure. Fucking straight shot. Just run. That's an enemy. That's also an enemy. Let me in, let me in, let me in. Ah! That was bad. All right, now we need to go down to each floor and open the doors that were down here.
Changed Jules Marmont into a hostile, paranatural entity. That made everything simpler. No arrest, no paperwork. I could put him down like the monster he was.
Sublevel 2.
I like that Kieran is like, yay, I'm now qualified for murder. Where was that room? Over here. Oh, there's multiple. Are they enemies?
Was found dead in his cell this morning.
That one's the real enemy.
It's an unfortunate setback. But when a door is closed, a window is opened. I believe that's the saying. Lane may be gone, but he left us with a goodbye present. A final piece of art. This piece is different. It's raw emotion, pure truth. He put everything he had into this one. Literally. Every reading we take is off the charts. This is what we have been waiting for. It is the key. I will achieve what no one has before me. Not darling, that arrogant shit. Not my selfish harpy or the wife.
So, we have a painter and a painting that can talk. Clearly connected. But Lane was dead before any of this even happened.
I never needed any of them. The fools will finally see me for the genius I am.
Okay.
Finally! Something works on these bastards.
Okay. Okay. To from Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head of research, to Project Readiness staff, status of Project Arbutus. As head of research at the Lake House, it is important that I am informed of all proceedings at this facility. Since the other Dr. Marmont is failing to provide me with the details about our team's progress, I ask that you all seek information from members of her team. And when it comes to me with details on Project Arbutus' current project, progress will be rewarded. Regards, Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head of research. That was a really bad situation. I could have almost been totally murdered. Extremely easily. So that was not great for me, for that to have happened. And he's fine. He's just trucking along. All right, well, I'm going to try to not use that ammo because I don't know. Oh, fuck. How do we get through this place? It's through here. Because I don't know how much of that stuff I have on me.
Sublevel 3.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, how was I supposed to get past that? It grabbed me immediately.
Okay, Blackrock powder.
What?
Keep an eye out for more of these.
I'm this far back? Ah. That's annoying. All right, back to business. Is it new or no?
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant.
We already heard this one. Okay.
The truth was controlled here.
Dave says, I've been saying it all stream, but I really want to see Kieran in more Remedy works. Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing with it, at least for me, is that Kieran is hysterically funny in a way that doesn't feel like a joke character. She is just inherently kind of funny, which I really like. It brings a lot to the table.
Water dripped from the ceiling as Diana stared at the folders stacked on her workstation. Each one was a branch of research. Drip. Some were thin, some thick. They represented years of her life, her work, dissecting the act of creation and examining the bloody pieces. Bringing in live subjects had been her idea. Drip. Bureau leadership denied their request. But after HQ went into lockdown, she took advantage of the chaos and got her artists. Jules had whined about the optics. Diana ignored him. Now in her office below the waterline of Cauldron Lake, she considered how to proceed. Jules was convinced the page they had found would come true. It promised disaster. A situation out of control. Impossible. Diana was always in control. Drip. Drip. She needed answers. She needed to quantify, to define, to control.
This is about critics. It's about critical analysis.
Jules' team has found new pages written by Wake. He must have gotten Rudolph Lane painting again. His bullshit pedestrian methodology cannot produce results before mine. I have to go faster, no matter the cost. We're still behind our projections. The more the machines can produce, the closer we can calibrate them to Wake's style. But proper calibration takes a lot of raw material, and production is slow. No. We're changing directions. The hypothesis remains unchanged. Imitating Wake's writing style will allow us to generate art capable of linking with the threshold. Our live subject should match Wake's style much faster. People can be calibrated just like a machine. You simply have to push the right buttons.
Yeah, again, it seems very critical of like art camps and like just forcing people like into a style, right? To use art with the power of the shadow, we must first define art. Thesis, does a critic define what is art? Well, yeah, I fucking knew it. I told you like 2 seconds ago. This is about critics. Where do we find critics? Kidnap luring critics? Or the audience? Are we the audience? Must we like the art? What is the role of an artist? Who is an artist? If you believe you are an artist, are you one? Do you need to be good? Does quality matter? Literally everything I am saying before we get to it is then on a fucking whiteboard in the game. This happened while we were playing Alan Wake 2 for the first time as well. Define an artist. A drug-using bum, often wears a turtleneck and drinks red wine. Left-wing political views. Danger if left-wing politics made real by the shadow. Any right-wing artists? Not for abstract art or poems. It's fucking funny. Fuck these people. It's very pointed right here. Like, clearly identifying what the goal is and how people want to control art. I feel it does make me feel very smug when I read something correctly and I know what it's saying before it says it outright. What the fuck? I was so far away from it. What? All right. Back, made a save real quick. We'll just be real careful here. All right. Let's go to the room below, I guess. Hiccup.
Error. Please hold.
This is not level 4. The Marmonts were holding a painter here. Rudolph Lane. Does that ring a bell?
The shape of a man.
I think you are, or were, Rudolph Lane.
Himself! A self-portrait! Make them see!
Like a
might be able to help you. But I need information, cooperation.
No brush! Just himself!
Rudolph Lane was dying. Both murderer and victim. Red hues ran down his hands. Was it scarlet? Or cadmium? Too vivid to be maroon. Names don't matter, he decided. Color was pure. Inspiring. For the first time in years, he wanted to paint. A self-portrait. To say goodbye. No. To make them remember. To make them see what they did. He slapped his hands against the wall to steady himself. He began from there. No brush, just himself. The strokes were crude, violent. The pain, misery, and hate he'd endured there. The fire in his eyes and hands and bones all spread into the shape of a man. It was quick. Natural. Like a heart attack. He slumped down to the floor, smiling at the anger he left smeared across the wall.
Well, that's sad.
Sublevel 4.
Research archives. No painted, so that's good. Can't take anything out of there. Okay. Come on, Estevez. Art is for analysis, not for admiration. Stay focused on your work. Interesting. I am surprised how much more survival horror this DLC has been than the last, than the... What? Okay.
Come on.
Okay. This is from the ocean view. Why is there an ocean view asset in here? Oh. Damn it. They delay. They delay a really long time. We didn't lose like any progress though, so it's totally fine. All right.
Come on.
Let's go, Estevez. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh, wait, there's ammo there this time. That's a big benefit. We love that. Where the hell are they? Jeez. Alright. Oh, I am low on ammo. That is not great for me. Okay, made it. Made it. This is good. So that I know if I should just sit here and listen to this, is this the credit song for the DLC? Because if it is, then I'll just listen to it at the end. Because this is Poe for sure, I can tell. It is not the credit song. Okay. Ooh, this is good. Her new album is gonna be crazy. That's fucking awesome. This is a cool song. Project Arbutus definition of art, a study, Diana Marmont. To truly comprehend the threshold within Cauldron Lake, we must first understand its attraction to art. However, even the definition of art is as varied as the range of crafts that fall under the name. To that end, we must open a track of research dedicated to defining and quantifying art, ultimately rendering the concept into a unit of measurement. To begin, let's not try to understand humanity's definition of art, but rather Cauldron Lake's preferences. Past cases of Cauldron Lake's threshold affecting reality have centered on writing, Wake 2010. Cinematography is also suspected, though not directly confirmed, Zane 1970. What about other mediums? We will need to test the viability of painting, poetry, music, photography, sculpting, dance, and so on. Not to mention the myriad of genres or methods within each medium. And what about crafts outside the most common artistic expressions? Does any act of creation on a high level of expertise merit the title of art? Baking, woodworking, etc. What about non-physical mediums? Why is music and art and philosophy not? Does something become art due to its medium, its quality, or perhaps simply through the intent of expression? Or an equation made up of all three? What would be the order of importance? What thresholds must each factor reach for the equation to succeed? Clearly, there is much to determine. We must begin with developing a methodology using a vast range of arts and general creative endeavors, both physical and mental, then find a way to test our potential connection to the Cauldron Lake's threshold. Cauldron Lake is an enigma, with many layers to pull away. If we are to understand it and ultimately bring it under control, the work will take years. Follow-up report redacted. On the morning of redacted, the musician held at the lake house for research purposes was discovered missing from her cell. Security footage of the cell from the night before was damaged by an electrical interference of an undetermined nature. Redacted, known professionally as Redacted, had produced a song called 60 Breaths. Poe was in the lake house? She's a para-utilitarian? During her time, what's her actual name? Something Danielewski, right? What's her first name? I don't remember. Still, Poe. During her time at the lake house that was considered very promising as research material by Dr. Marmont and Dr. Marmont. And Danielewski, that's what it was, yeah. Anne somehow used her song to orchestrate her escape. Efforts to find Redacted Poe were brief, with any wider search considered an unacceptable risk to the lake house's mandate of confidentiality. That must be why she hasn't made music in so long. She was trapped in the oldest house. She was in containment. Jesus Christ.
The lake house was underwater. The Marmont's ambitions had finally been realized. Jules had dangled the painting like a lure and hooked an ocean. Their machines couldn't hold it. A fault in the system. The water rushed in, filled it until it was ready to burst. All their successes and failures had led them here. The work had made them into monsters. But the lake house was still theirs. It always would be. They could feel an outsider trespassing in their labs. I know you're here, they called out to the dark. They hunted floor by floor. They wouldn't let the intruders stop their progress. This was their home. Their beloved tomb.
Beneath the waves. I'm going to read the other documents. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't other stuff here. All right. An investigation is currently ongoing as to whether any staff at the lake house were involved in the disappearance of Anne Danielewski. An investigation is currently ongoing as to whether the subject used the song they created as a paranatural means of escape. All material related to and work produced by Poe will be stored in the archive for future reference. Online checks for the public reappearance of Poe are to be performed weekly. Known web addresses associated with Redacted in the past. Known addresses with para-utilitarian AWE activity. Oh, this House of Dreams and Siren Society. These were old Remedy ARGs. I think the Siren Society one might be kind of new, but I knew about this on Reddit. For up-to-date full list, refer to Redacted. And then the Blessed Organization. Are they setting up another ARG? That's fucking awesome. But this House of Dreams getting a new update would make my brain explode. Because this House of Dreams was the Alan Wake Quantum Break ARG. I think I mentioned it when we were playing. Alright, what do I need to do in here? The Siren Society link takes you directly to a mailing list for Poe. That's awesome. That kicks ass. Poe rules. Okay, here we go. Annual report Threshold Study. Progress in the Lake House's directive to understand and suppress the Cauldron Lake threshold has improved this year. Research in the areas of threshold energy detection and measurement have made great strides. See reports Wyoming 113 through Wyoming 139, allowing us to work with the Investigations Department in the construction of an early warning system near the shore of Cauldron Lake. Exploring the relationship between the shadow and the sources of light continues to be difficult without active threshold manifestations to test against. Additional means of containment and offensive measures against the shadow have been similarly difficult to develop without an active AWE, though theoretical research continues. Research into threshold suppression techniques is ongoing with no clear determination regarding their viability possible at this time. The team has been testing counter-frequency projection in the vicinity of Cauldron Lake per mandate V29HED Hedron, with all findings being sent to Dr. Darling as requested. In summary, 2017 has been a successful year with further promising breakthroughs predicted in 2018, signed Marmont. Research mandate. Before Dr. Darling was lost in the lockdown of the oldest house, he tasked the lake house with discovering the nature of the shadow and its ability to convert art into reality. During our diligent research into this phenomena, it has become clear that Darling was not dreaming big enough, which leads us to the new goal of the lake house and its talented staff, to create a stable connection between the Cauldron Lake threshold and our own dimension. Threshold traversal has only ever been possible inside the oldest house and occasionally during altered world events, though this is often an involuntary process. The Shadow's known attraction to art provides us the perfect opportunity to create the world's first controlled bridge between dimensions that can be safely traversed in either direction. A laboratory will be built on Sublevel 5, where experimentation related to linking with the threshold will be performed. This location will take full advantage of our proximity to Cauldron Lake. In this laboratory, we will simultaneously develop machinery that can connect with the AWE site in the lake and use art as the focal point to create the bridge. Precise methods are yet to be determined, though teams will soon be formed to explore processes involving art as a dimensional anchor, reality manipulation via art, and machine-assisted coupling. Machine-assisted coupling. Fuck you. Fuck you. 685298. Official complaint. Hello, Dr. Marmont. I have received a formal complaint about Jules' behavior. You claim me maliciously keeping research material away from your team, but he says that they have simply been misplaced. I understand you are frustrated, but I recommended giving his team a week or so to find the pages to return them to your team. If this issue persists at that point, then let's discuss your desire to escalate the issue. Does that sound agreeable? Harry Kingston, Facility Administrator. Letter from Darling. Diana, I just received a letter from Darling about a request you made to bring in live subjects. What were you thinking? Do you know how that looks, Jules? What did he say? Was it approved? No, he refused. You know protocol does not allow this sort of thing. And he says he will be making a trip to the lake house to check in on us soon like we are children. This is very bad for our reputation, Diana. Please, if you have an idea like this, come to me first. Diana, considering the details on this new page we have found, I believe we need to abandon the research into Alan Wake's writing. We must not endanger our staff. Regards, Jules Marmont. Don't pretend like you're worried about them, Jules. You're just looking out for your own ass. The fact that the pages are detailing the future events means that they are the correct method. We have to learn how to harness their power and dictate events to meet our goals, not Wake's, whatever those may be. The ATDs are producing better and better results. We just need to keep that work. No, Diana, I'm looking at the page right now. Constant imbalance, out of control, a crack in the lake house. If we continue with this research, we will lose our facility, perhaps more than that. What is the point in succeeding if we are dead? I am head of research here and I forbid you from proceeding. You can't forbid anything. You are not going to keep me from my most important work of my life. If you are too much of a coward to keep pushing ahead, then I'll finish what we set out to do here alone. We have plenty of ongoing lines of research. I suggest you pick one and leave Wake's writing to me. You always needed me more than I needed you. Interesting. I wonder if Estevez is going to be linked to Poe in the same way that Wake is linked to Zane. The reason why I wonder that is because of the 6 breaths technique that she did in the elevator. You're going to need me to turn off the lights outside of Diana's office? Is there a place to do that? Is it right here? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Okay. What? Okay. Let's see.
Big experiment tomorrow. I can't find the details anywhere.
This doesn't look like Lane's style.
That bastard is hiding them.
What?
All those years, he steals credit from my ideas and my work, and now he's scared of being plagiarized? Oh, that is really fucking rich, Jules. Oh, and he's reportedly misplaced the manuscript pages I need for my work. Suddenly, the exact pages that I need to reference have just vanished. He is actively impeding critical bureau research. I mean, if he can do that, then what is stopping me from going down to that lab? And I don't know, just inverting the amplifiers or misaligning the receivers or both. It's the same thing in principle.
Oh. The elevator's back. I needed to do that, I guess. All right, what does this say?
He booked the lab. Some big experiment tomorrow. I can't find the details anywhere.
Okay, I'm gonna have to talk over her.
All those years.
All right. All right. So, Dr. Casper Darling, FBC, head of research, Dr. and Dr. Marmont, something to get you started. I couldn't stop thinking about this new direction for the lake house after I got back to New York. I hope pivoting to researching Threshold Redacted's Cauldron Lake's redacted reality manipulation effect wasn't too much of a shock for you. It seemed like your work on containment was stalling, so I decided you could all use Fresh Start. Oh, I guess it isn't that one. Here's something to get you started. Some drawings made by a certain Redacted a while back. Files 6D001 through 6D004 found in the attached envelope. Test for any reaction they may trigger with the shadow. Still don't like how unscientific that name is. You can designate the artist as P6 in your records. This is Dylan's art. I expect regular updates. Go team. There's no way. Is that Warland Door? With a red dot on him? Is he controlled by the hiss now? It doesn't seem like it. A red tree. Light switch cord. Are we going to the ocean view? Okay. Cutscenes back on, or audio back on.
My work. Suddenly,
I want to look at that
the exact
again.
pages that I need to reference have just vanished. He is
Sage says, I think that's Casey. Is that Casey? I don't know.
If he can do that, then what is stopping me from going down to that lab?
That looks like Casey to me. Or maybe Jesse?
Or misaligning the receivers, or both.
Or maybe, yeah, that's a character with hair, so.
Principal.
All right.
Quick lesson on light switch cords. If you find one,
Some
pull
big
it 3
experiment
times.
tomorrow. I can't find the details anywhere. That bastard is hiding them.
What's gonna happen? Ah, look where we
Ocean View
are.
Motel is a dimensional intersection. The doors from the lobby can lead anywhere. But I didn't end up in the lobby this time, which was definitely unusual.
What? This is not a door we have seen inside of before. Where is this? Is this Firebreak? Who the fuck? It's Trench and Jesse? What the hell?
Panopticon. But the Panopticon is at headquarters. Yeah.
I'm outside in a forest.
What?
Birds are calling. I feel dirt beneath my feet. A breeze. Everything smells like green. I'm not here. I'm in a forest. Sunlight on my face. Birds are flying past. Leaves rustle in the wind.
What? What? Dylan has hair here. Was this in the past? Or is this... What? Or is this where Dylan is kept... What? Well, what can I do here? Do I just have to leave?
I'm Agent Kieran Estevez, Federal Bureau of Control. Identify yourself.
It's quiet.
Who are you?
It's been a long time since I've seen anyone.
This is an FBC containment unit. Why is the Bureau detaining you?
I'm where I belong.
Everyone I meet here is either a painting or a paracriminal. There's a sign over there for the Panopticon. The Panopticon's only in New York, in HQ. Is this the oldest house?
I think that's where I am.
So you are inside the oldest house. Is anyone else alive?
I can't.
This is a waste of time. Hey, this is important. FBC headquarters went dark 4 years ago. What exactly happened in there?
We were attacked. No, no, not again. Not yet. No, 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 no.
Hey, stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
What attacked the oldest house? I need to know.
Something's changing. Outside. Can you feel it? I can hear it. It's getting worse. You can't stay, can you?
Hold on. I need to know if I can...
Tell Jesse I tried. I really did.
Wrong. He booked the lab. Some big experiment tomorrow. I can't find the details anywhere. That bastard is hiding them.
I have so many thoughts. Was that implying that there's going to be a Dylan game that takes place like in his trapped alternate dimension, wherever the hiss put him? Is that what was happening at the end there? The circle within the circle? What the fuck was that? That's crazy. Or is that Control 2? Was that Jesse at the end? Do they get out into New York?
The color was pure! The fire made them see!
Oh, Jesus. 1, 2, 3.
Sublevel 5.
6.
I like how Kieran walks with her
Oh.
gun drawn like this.
The Marmonts had opened the door into Cauldron Lake's threshold. It was forced, it was unstable. Shutting the experiment down was the only option. Typical fucking Mormons.
Sage says that he thinks it's a teaser for Control 2. Damn. I think that's a teaser for Control 2. Something's changing outside implies the hiss outbreak is going to break out of the oldest house. I think that is probably true, but the thing that's confusing to me is that the symbol there was a door in the ocean view in Control. And the symbol for Control is the inverted black pyramid.
The threshold's about to fracture. Where'd she go?
Did it seriously not give me ammo? Oh, no. No ammo? Okay, there we go.
Refresh!
Like I needed more problems. Finally! See who works on these bastards.
We can do it. Come on. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, why is that so sensitive? There we go. Wow. It's like the third time this playthrough I've just randomly turned around.
I know what the Marmots did to you, to Rudolph Lane. I will do whatever I can to make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen again.
A putrid weight he could never wash away!
The Marmots are dead. I don't know if that's any sort of consolation, but it's done.
The pain, it was all over him!
The threshold is tearing itself apart. I need to shut this down. Look, I'm sorry. I know you didn't make a choice here. It's not fair, but I have to shut this threshold down before it fractures.
Agent Estevez stood in the forest just outside of Bright Falls. She watched her team detain Alan Wake and Ilmo Koskinen, stuffing them into black SUVs. She realized this was the moment Wake had been writing in the vision she had seen. The story was coming true. She pushed the thought out of her head. It had been a good tip, a way to find Wake. Nothing more.
Alan Wake!
After the Threshold event collapsed, I was back at Cauldron Lake. But for a moment, I was somewhere else. I saw Alan Wake there. He was writing about me finding him in Bright Falls, in the woods. It was a good tip. I called the surviving members of my team, and I told them to meet me there. You know, these cases, they never get less ambiguous or easier. This one, this was tough. Because protocol says entities like the Taken are monsters, threats. The Marmots were monsters way before the Shadow got to them. So at the end of the day, what's the difference?
That was bananas.
We wrote so many things, wrote them for you and me. We're here standing on a precipice. We are ready to take a leap, but that only comes after. For this was the end scene. This was the end of an era. This was the sum of my body of work. When I'll be long gone, you can hold this together, and you can take it or leave it. Everything that comes after, and we'll always have this. All these moments that led us here, all this joy and these heartaches, they're woven into our very fabric. Can take that away from us. The journey that brought us here. The journey that made us who we are. The journey that brought us here.
This song seems like it's about Remedy. About how much work they had to put in to just even get to this fucking game. That was a great DLC. That was really good. I like this a lot.